Greetings! I have another update. It is now March the 1st. It's like 2 weeks since I last updated you, I think. And the dissertation is now due this month. Firstly, I'll update you on the interviews. So I was on 84 when I last updated you. Yeah, we are now on 94. We have 94 responses. 94, which is a crazy amount, and it is still open, so I could potentially get more, but I probably won't use any more. I might as well close it actually. I have all those responses, and I mean, when I got all those responses, I was like, how am I gonna sort through all of this? So I came up with a plan, and I've been sorting through the answers, and I've been doing it during class at uni. Like, all my other classes, not to do with the dissertation, I have been doing dissertation work instead of the actual classes, because the other classes are not useful to me in any way, shape or form, and I end up not doing anything during them anyway. So I just, I'm more productive and better off doing dissertation work. What I've been doing during these classes is I've been going through my dissertation interviews. I did the thing where it turns it into a spreadsheet for you, so it's easier for me to see everyone's answers. And then during class, I've gone to my plan, and I have the section that the interviews are for. I've got each section split down into different kind of subtitles of what I would write about and what points I would make. And I basically found the question that related to the point I wanted to make, and I read through, skimmed through all the answers, and all the answers that I thought were most useful I put into a Word document like this. But then once I did that, I needed to start writing again, and I was looking at the start of chapter 2, which I wrote, which my tutor looked at 2 weeks ago, and he gave me a bunch of points to improve on, and I was gonna go through it and just change all the stuff he told me to change. I wasn't satisfied with what I had written, even though he said it was good. I just personally wasn't satisfied with it, and I know I could do better, so I wanted to just completely redraft it. But then when I came to redraft it, I was like, you know what, I think it might be easier if I actually write my dissertation in order, because I was writing chapter 2 and I hadn't written chapter 1, but I didn't have a plan completely finished for chapter 1. I knew all my points, but I didn't have enough research for it. So I had to do more research, and I did do more research. I definitely didn't do enough research. There's still bits that I need research for, but I had enough to get me going, so I was able to start writing. So literally yesterday, I started writing chapter 1, and I'm struggling with writing this dissertation so much, which is kind of concerning, because with all my other essays at uni, the writing is always the easiest part for me, and I whiz through it. I kid you not, one of my essays last year, I literally wrote the entire essay in one day. It was a 2,500 word essay, and I wrote the entire thing in a day. When I say I find writing the easiest, that is what I mean. But this one, I've been struggling, and it literally took me hours just to write a paragraph or two. I've been really struggling, and it's not the content that I'm struggling with, it's just the wording and the phrasing and getting that right, and the sentence structure and stuff. So yesterday I literally wrote 2 paragraphs, and then this morning I wrote another paragraph. So then by the time I had my tutorial this afternoon, I had 3 paragraphs to show him, which isn't much. I think he was definitely expecting more, but I've been struggling so much, and I was actually getting really stressed this morning over it, because I realized I don't have much at all, and people are starting to ask me to do choreographer work for our musical, because I'm the choreographer, and people are starting to they really need the choreography to get going, and I haven't started doing the choreography because I want to focus on my dissertation, but I've been struggling with the dissertation so much that I just don't have time to do the choreography. But everyone wants the choreography now, and it's stressing me out, because I need to do the choreography, but I need to do the dissertation, because the dissertation is due in less than a month. Oh, I'm stressed, and I've been struggling with getting the dissertation written so much. I've never struggled with the writing part before. It's kind of scary. I don't like it. But I showed my tutor what I'd written so far, and again, he made loads of points, but again, all the points are to do with how I word things, because the actual context is fine, and he said all the context and the points and the evidence is perfect. I just need to work on my phrasing. But what did happen during the tutorial was I finally got to tell him about my interviews. It was so fun, because I told him, I was oh yeah, I did my interviews, and I did it via a form online, and I have had 94 people do it, and I've never seen my tutor be so expressive before. He was fully and then he clapped. He gave me a round of applause. I've never felt more validated in my life. But he was so shocked and he was very impressed. I asked him like how I should go about using these interviews and if I should just choose a handful to use or use any or like blah, blah, blah. And I asked him some questions about that and he was super helpful. So I know what I'm doing with the interviews now. I ended the tutorial on a good note because he was super impressed with my interviews and he definitely helped me when I asked him that question. And he said again, like, my writing is really good and like the context and stuff. It's just making sure I word it like sophisticated enough for the dissertation and that. And I don't know why I'm struggling with that because I've had no issues with that with any of my other essays, and yet all of a sudden I'm now suddenly struggling with writing. I've also been really struggling because I have absolutely no motivation. Thought the dissertation would be the one thing I'd be motivated to do because it's about K-pop, but literally like I'm just not doing good. Like life is not great right now. I've had a lot go on in the past few days literally relating to K-pop. K-pop's the one thing keeping me happy, and now K-pop isn't even making me happy anymore. You know, it's the 1st of March and we just had the last weekend of February, so if you're in the K-pop fandom you probably know what went down in that weekend. And you know, my alt group is Stray Kids, so that probably tells you all you need to know. So I've not been doing great. I mean, I was already like this before this all happened, but like I am just completely unmotivated for uni because I absolutely hate it and I do not want to be here. But like I'm unmotivated to the point where I can't bring myself to do anything. I'll literally procrastinate for like an hour before I actually start doing uni work, and even then I struggle to focus when I do it. Like I've never had this issue before. Like even when I haven't wanted to do work, I'm still able to do it, but I literally like I've never been so unmotivated in my entire life. It's kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. I've never struggled with an essay this much before. I'm very, very stressed. I wish I could drop out. I don't want to be here. Sometime today I had the producer of our musical message me to ask me to like get on with the choreography, and that like stressed me out so much because I do not have time because I need to do this dissertation, and the dissertation is taking me like twice as long as it's meant to be taking me. I continued working on my dissertation after dinner and I actually got a bit more written. I finished the first section of chapter 1 and I also worked out what to do with the second section and wrote that as well. So I only have one more section of chapter 1 and then I've finished the whole chapter. So it's probably we're looking at like 800 words or something by now if you take out all the quotes and stuff, which is actually a decent amount. I've only got one more tutorial left. I have a tutorial next Monday and then I don't have any more tutorials and my tutor can't look at my work anymore, so I really want to get like a decent amount done for them, but I only have a week and I've got so much other work that I need to do. We've got this. Okay, I'll see you when I next update you. Okay, I am back with another update. It's been a while. It's now the 17th of March. I have now essentially written my entire dissertation. So I had a week before my last tutorial and I managed to write the entirety of chapters 1. Yeah, I wrote all of chapter 1 and then I also rewrote all of chapter 2. I did like a mixture of rewriting it / I used some stuff that I had done in my previous draft of chapter 2 since I did try writing that one first. But I managed to get chapters 1 and 2 done before my tutorial, and then the morning of that tutorial I even managed to start chapter 3 and get like 2 paragraphs of chapter 3. So then during that tutorial I got him to read through chapter 2 since that is the wordiest chapter that I struggle with the most and probably the most important chapter. So I got him to read through all of chapter 2 and then he also looked at the first 2 paragraphs of chapter 3 and he gave me like points. We also spoke about my interviews and he gave me some help on how to use my interviews and stuff. Turns out I was the reason that our lecturers made a decision with the research projects for my course. So loads of students had been asking the teachers if we need to have transcripts of the interviews, and all our lecturers had been giving different answers. Some had said yes, some had said no. So the teachers, they had a meeting to decide whether they were going to make people have transcripts or not. And when they were deciding, my tutor literally said, I have a student with over 90 interviews. I don't think they're going to be able to do transcripts. And that is what made the teachers decide that we don't need to have transcripts. So I am the reason that we don't need to do transcripts, which is quite funny. So I had that tutorial, it was my last tutorial with him. And then after that, I just had to keep writing and I wrote chapter 3. And the way I've been doing it is through drafts. So I had my draft 1 document, my draft 2 document, and I've just made a draft 3 document. So I would write the chapters on draft 1 and that would be the first draft. And then I'd copy that and paste it into the draft 2 document and read through it and redraft it and like make any changes that I need. And that's how I've been like doing my drafts, and so I was able to do all 3 chapters and then redraft them. So I had draft 2 done of all chapters. Technically chapter 2 was draft 3. I then had to do the introduction and conclusion, and that was actually much harder. The introduction and conclusion have to include a lot more and are longer than they have been in any other essay we've had to do. Have I finished my conclusion? I don't know, because I kid you not, the hardest part to write of my entire dissertation has been the very last paragraph or sentence of my conclusion, because despite writing 5,000 words, I still have no idea what it is I'm actually trying to say. So how do I end this entire dissertation? Like, how do I end such a long essay? I don't know. So I've got an ending. It definitely could be developed, but I honestly have no idea what to say at this point. Hopefully something will come to me before I submit it. If not, I'll just submit it with the ending I have, and if it isn't any good, it isn't any good. Yeah, I've now written the introduction and conclusion and redrafted them. So my entire dissertation is now done on draft 2, and I've now put them into draft 3, and I need to go through and redraft that and make sure it's all okay. And then once I've got draft 3 done, I'm pretty much finished in terms of writing. But here's where it gets tricky, right? The dissertation, this is due next week. It is currently Wednesday, and the dissertation is due next Friday. I am somewhat on track to be ready in time. All I need to do now is read through the whole thing, get a 3rd draft. Then I need to go through, sort out all my references, put all the citations in. Then I need to do the appendix. Then I need to do the bibliography. And then I just need to lay it all out properly. I need to get the word count. Probably will put it in Grammarly or something. I've still got loads to do, but it's definitely doable. I can get it done for next week. However, we have had an anomaly thrown at us. I am now going to hospital on Thursday to have surgery. It's nothing serious, fear not. It's just to sort out a health complication that I've been dealing with for a while, and it's really good news that I've gotten this surgery, but it's very last minute notice because I've been in the waiting list for it for a couple weeks now, and I fully wasn't expecting to have it for months. I thought I was gonna have to wait. I was not expecting to have it anytime soon, and then I randomly got a call from the hospital last Friday, and they were like, so we had a cancellation and we can put you in for a surgery slot next week. And I was like, oh, okay. It's too good of an opportunity to miss. I need to get this done. So I said yes, and it's good that this is happening. It's tomorrow. The surgery's tomorrow. Oh, I'm scared. So yeah, I'm having surgery tomorrow, which is great because I need to get it done. The only issue is that it's gonna take out so much time to get the dissertation done, because I'm not going to be able to do any work on Thursday because I'll be at the hospital for I don't even know how long. It's in and out the same day, but I could be there for most of the day, who knows. And even if I do come out early, it's under general anesthesia, so it can take a couple days to recover from. So I'm not expecting to be able to do any work Thursday or Friday. I'm not going to be able to go to class on Friday, so I don't think I'll be able to do my dissertation Thursday, Friday, and depending on how I react and how long it takes me to recover, I might not be able to do work at the weekend either. So I have had to apply for extenuating circumstances. I think that's the right word. I've had to apply to get an extension. I don't know if they're going to approve of it yet. They have a meeting and will decide on Thursday, tomorrow. So I won't know until after the surgery if I have had an extension of my deadline or not. If I don't get offered the extension, then I can panic a little bit, but it should be doable. I just won't be able to do any other work for the rest of the week, and I will probably be I'll be in hospital just out of surgery, where's my laptop? Let me do my dissertation. But yeah, that is currently where we're at. This took a turn. This vlog just got a bit more dramatic, so we just got to find out if I get this extension or not, because if I do, it's going to be a piece of cake and we are in a really good place, and I can actually have those days off while I have surgery, and I can recover without feeling guilty or stressed about not doing work. That is where we're at with the dissertation. We're at a good place. If I wasn't having this surgery, I wouldn't need the extension and I'd be at a good place. It's just this surgery is throwing a spanner in the works, It also changed my plans. I was meant to go back to uni at the weekend. I was going to go back to uni because getting work done at my flat at university would be way easier than doing it here. But then obviously the day before I was going to move back, I got the call from the hospital, so I've had to stay here longer, which isn't great because I'm like going insane being here, and you know, I need my own place again, and it's also harder to concentrate. But I'm gonna be moving back as soon as I can after surgery, so it all depends on how long I recover. If I'm feeling a-okay by like Saturday, I will go back to uni on Saturday, but it will probably take a bit longer than that, so we'll just have to see. But I'm hoping to go back to uni soon. I will probably update you guys after my surgery as to whether I have been given the extension or not. Hopefully I will have. I just got out of surgery, and for some reason the first thing that my brain decides to think of after regaining consciousness is the fact that Harry Styles looks like JYP. I can't unsee it. I'm so sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry, but like, Sunwin just went live. Hello? Wait, is it Sunwin? It's tricky.